guys, it's Miss Juarez here. Today's video session is going to be about tips to help you create a learning environment within your own home. So the first thing you want to think about is where you can create a quiet space. So for us, we are working in the playroom, and I know what you're thinking. The playroom, there are so many distractions there. It works for us because it's in the basement. So this allows, if you're not in the learning session, you can be upstairs and you're not a distraction. We did have to rethink the playroom. We had to reorganize it, keeping all the toys to one side and creating a learning environment on the other corner. Something else to think about, gathering your books. So you want to mimic what's happening in the classroom. You're not going to create a classroom, let's be honest, we're at home, but classrooms try to create this text-enriched environment. So I recommend collecting all your books and putting them into this learning space. So one way to do this is to collect your books and make it a learning project. Having your children divide them into topics. Maybe they're dividing fiction, nonfiction, books with talking animals, maybe it's books on trucks. Creating that sense of ownership in the organization and setting up the classroom is going to make them feel even more like this is my learning space. So we did this over the quarantine time. We collected books and we organized the books, and I'm super proud of that. The next thing you want to think about is furniture. Child size and comfortable for them in their learning environment. So think about ourselves. You know, we do best when we're comfortable. You want to create that same working environment for your child. This will avoid anyone falling down from the kitchen table, right? Or this will avoid having your child having to be on their knees and trying to write on the kitchen tabletop. And then it's like minutes later and then their legs are asleep and now they're complaining about that. So finding that child-sized furniture within your home is going to help you. So literally what we did, we found this table. This was like an Amazon buy years ago. It was our Lego table, our Play-Doh table, Eat Your Chicken Nuggets table, and now it is our learning table. This is very important because you want to be able to get at their level when you're teaching them. This is the reason why, primary teachers, we're so used to sitting in these chairs, because we want to create that environment where we're working together, we're learning together. I'm talking to you, I'm not talking down to you. Also, it's going to build excitement. As soon as you're sitting down, they're just like, oh, you're sitting at my table. So again, this was an Amazon buy. We probably should upgrade since we're probably going to be learning from home for a minute, but that's something to think about in creating your space. So bringing your books together, having child-sized furniture. You don't need a chalkboard. More than likely, your child has probably not been in a classroom with a chalkboard, or possibly don't even use the whiteboard. Nowadays, classrooms are so equipped with smart boards. You don't need one of those either. But what I do recommend are these individualized mini whiteboards. If you can get 2, that would be awesome. That would be one for you for like the watch me part of a lesson, one for them for like, okay, you try. So a whiteboard and some Expo markers. I recommend spending the money on the Expo markers. Sometimes the other ones leave marks and stains and they don't wipe off easily. Another tool that I use is this draw and write journal from Lakeshore. I've been using this for a couple years now. It's one of my favorites because it has your typical picture box and lines, but what I like about it is that when you turn to the back, it has a full-size page of lines. This is important because most primary notebooks will have picture box lines, and that sends the message that they have to draw at every single page. What I like about this is I can draw a really good picture and write it long, and then draw another picture. Along with the Lakeshore Draw and Write Journal are my favorite pencils. I don't even know how to pronounce this pencil, and I probably should have Googled that before getting on the video, but like the Ticonderoga pencils, but it's the beginners, These are amazing. They fit great in little primary hands. More importantly, anyone that knows me personally knows that I walk around with these pencils all the time for my notes. They just write so beautifully. However, if you get this pencil, you do need to have the sharpener with the big hole because then you won't be able to use the fancy pencil. So love them, something to think about. Another tool that I use often in teaching reading and writing is an ABC chart. An ABC sound chart looks like this. These come in different types of pictures. Some of them have just the short vowels. Some of them have the long vowels. Some of them have digraphs, blends. But this is important because you want an easy tool to access when your child gets stuck on a tricky word or a tricky sound. There is another option to this, and I'll show you that in a bit in the video. It's called the Crazy Teacher Mom option. Okay, so I know you're probably thinking, wow, she has an easel. I need an easel. You do not need an easel. I just happen to have one because I like to do arts and crafts. So I do use the easel to pop up my Post-it. So they are a little bit pricey, but I do recommend spending the money on the Post-it brand. Just when you are creating your anchor chart posters, make sure that you're thinking about them as a tool. So whatever content is on your chart, you want that to be something that your child is continuously referencing. So think about the things that you are constantly reminding them how to do, where you can just be like, oh, let's do the chart size, mimicking what they do in the classroom to look at the wall or the closet doors. And the nice thing about the Post-it ones is that when you're done, right, you take it off and they stick, and then I put it on my wall. If you don't have any wall space, they stick onto closet doors too. So another tool that I use is this little hand pointer. Super helpful. Not only does it make you feel more like a teacher, but it makes the child feel like, oh, like they're doing school with you. It also allows you to bring attention to the part of the anchor chart that you want your child to focus on. So there's that little tip. So the second option to the alphabet chart is the Crazy Teacher Mom option, which is a word wall / alphabet wall. So this wall helps me with two things. So it helps not only with letters and sounds, but it also helps to track sight words and any content specific words that we're working on a unit. So I took the alphabet line, but what I did with the alphabet line, instead of going straight across, I broke it up to create space. And then within that space, the words that begin with that letter will go into that space. So when posting words, I recommend a couple things with these sentence strips. You can buy them in all different colors, or you can buy them in plain white, and I typically like the plain white. And then painter's tape. I don't want anyone commenting on this video that I ruined your walls, right? So invest in the painter's tape. And this is where the hand pointer comes in handy again. Get that handy hand pointer. But this is super huge when you're going over sounds and letters, when you're going over words, and it makes it that much more fun when you're like, here you go, it's your turn, you're the teacher, and they just get super excited to use the hand pointer. So something so simple like this can make it more engaging for your child. All right, guys, those are my tips for you today. Hopefully it has you thinking about how you can create a learning environment in your home. If you like what you saw, hit like, hit subscribe. If you have a comment, leave me a comment. We will keep making these videos so that we can keep working through this together. See you guys next time. Bye.